Problem 23 asks us to graph the linear inequality. Since it's referred to as a linear inequality, we know that it's going to be in the form y equals mx plus b. Except since it's an inequality, it's not going to have an equal sign here. It's going to have my inequality sign. So I need to put my inequality in that format. So let's see. I've got x plus y is greater than negative 2. I need to get y by itself. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. I did not have to multiply or divide by a negative number, so my sign stays the same. So I have y is greater than negative x minus 2. Okay, I know that m is my slope, and in this case, my m is the coefficient of x, which is negative 1. Negative 1 is a whole number, so it can be rewritten as negative 1 over 1. And that's going to give me my rise over my run. B is my y-intercept. My y-intercept in this case is negative 2. We do not have a line underneath the greater than symbol. Therefore, we're going to have a dashed line. Okay, so I start by graphing with my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is negative 2. And then I use my slope to add additional points. So my rise is negative 1, so I'm going to go down 1, and my run is 1. So I'm going to go right 1, since right is positive. And I'm going to do that again, down 1, right 1. I keep repeating that. Now I can always do the opposite of both. So instead of down right, I can go up left, up left, up left. That will continue the same line. And I need to make this dashed. And since this is an inequality, I have to test a point to see which side to shade. Well, it doesn't pass through 0, 0, so I'm going to use 0, 0 as my test point, since that's the easiest thing to use. So I always go back to the original equation or inequality. So I've got x plus y is greater than negative 2. Well, if x is 0 and y is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. Is 0 greater than negative 2? Yes, it is. That's a true statement. Looking over here at my graph, 0, 0 is right here. So I'm going to shade the side that contains 0, 0, which is this side right here. And I've completed my linear inequality. The next two problems ask us to solve using the quadratic formula. Problem 24 was on the homework. Therefore, we're going to do problem 25 right now. To use the quadratic formula, we need to remember the formula itself. Now, for the quadratic formula, we need to put our quadratic in standard form. So standard form, standard standard form of a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And then our quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So the first thing we need to do is make sure our equation is in standard form. And it's not currently, so we need to put it there. So we have 2x squared is equal to 7x minus 3. So I need to get all of my terms on one side. So I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. So I have 2x squared minus 7x is equal to negative 3. Now I'm going to add 3 to both sides, which gives me 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equals 0. So now I have my equation in standard form. Now that I have my equation in standard form, I can use the quadratic formula. So once again, my quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So I need to identify what my a, b, and c are. So I've got ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, so I'm going to have a negative, and what is my b? Well, in this case, my b is negative 7 plus or minus the square root. B again is negative 7, so I'm going to have negative 7 squared minus 4 times a is 2 times c, which is positive 3. All over 2 times a, and a is 2. Okay, so I have a negative, negative 7. A negative times a negative is a positive. So I have 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared. Well, negative 7 times negative 7 is positive 49 minus 4 times 2 is 8. And 8 times 3 is 24. And this is over 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, so I have x equals 7 plus or minus the square root of, what is 49 minus 24? It's 25 over 4. Okay, x equals 7 plus or minus the square root of 25 is just 5 over 4. So now I can say 7 plus 5 over 4 is equal to 12 over 4, which is just 3. And 7 minus 5 over 4 is 2 over 4, which is 1/2. So for this problem, x equals 3 and x equals 1/2. Those are our x-intercepts for this quadratic.